Hey, happy Friday, end of the week, the work week at least, for most of us, and the weekend is right around the corner. Happy to see all of you and hope you are doing well. This is In the Raw, unscripted, unpracticed, unedited conversation. Today I want to talk about contentment. I'm not sure if you've heard of this term or not, but it has to do with being happy with what you have, being content with what you have. And Paul writes in the Bible to the Philippians, and they are trying to see if he needs anything. He's he had been there and had planted the church, and he moved on, and he wrote to them, and they would write back to him, and they were trying to figure out if he needed any support or anything. And his response is this: not that I was ever in need, for I have learned how to be content with whatever I have. I know how to live on almost nothing or with everything. I've learned the secret of living in every situation, whether it is with a full stomach or empty, with plenty or little. And this is where he says that famous line that has become what a friend of mine calls a keychain verse. Verse that you see on keychains or coffee mugs or bumper stickers or things like that, T-shirts. And it says, this is what he says at the end of this. He says, "For I can do everything through Christ, who gives me strength," or which strengthens me. And so, he's talking about being content. He's talking about saying, I can live with a lot or with a little. And, that's something that we should practice. It's an attitude we should have. We live in a world where, everybody wants more and more and more. And, they want the latest, the greatest things that come out, whether it be, your clothes or, certain brands, whether it be technology, whether it be a car, and we're never content. We live in a world where we're never content. We always want to have more. We always want to have the latest. I remember, back when smartphones came out, and, I would tell the kids, the only thing, when a new phone came out, the only thing wrong with your current phone is that a new one came out. That's true. The only thing wrong with your current car is that a new one came out. And, we talk about, I need to get an upgrade. I need to go, and that word has become so normal now, right? I need to get an upgrade. And sometimes I question, do we really need an upgrade? Do we really need to get an upgrade? I mean, what's wrong with what we have, and, sometimes we do, things wear out, but sometimes we don't need an upgrade. And so we need to be content with what we have. And we need to be happy with what we've got. And, know how to live, like Paul says here, know how to live with almost nothing or with everything. And sometimes, our happiness is based on what we have. And so we have what we want. We have the things that make us feel good. We're happy. Our lives are happy. We don't have what we want. We don't have what we desire, and then we're not happy. We're sad. We're upset. And so we base our happiness on the things that we have or the circumstances around us. And what Paul is saying here is, you have to be happy. You have to be content with a lot or with a little bit, because it shouldn't be based on those material things, and of course some of those things are necessary, like food. We have to have food to live. We need food every day, but you need to be happy with like he says here, I've learned the secret of living in every situation, whether it's with a full stomach or empty. Sometimes we're going to be on an empty stomach because of whatever circumstances, but that, shouldn't dictate our state of mind, or that shouldn't dictate our our emotions, what emotions we should have. We need to be content. And and I the attitude that comes to mind is that of Job. Job was in the Old Testament, and he said, I've had a lot of them, and he was a character in the Bible that lost everything, and he said, I've had a lot. God gave, God took away. Let God's name be glorified. He said that because it's not about what you have. It's not about we need to be content, in other words. And contentment in this case means be grateful with what you have. Be happy. If your car is an old, outdated car, but it takes you wherever you need to go, be happy with it. Be content with that. The time will come when you'll have a nice car, with all the technology and all the bells and whistles. But if it doesn't come yet, be content with what you have. Don't have that attitude, the grass is greener on the other side of the fence, because it's not always true. Anyways, hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you have an amazing weekend, and we will see you soon.